Wildcard weekend, baby. Al York Sports. You already know. Shout out to MLK, Martin Luther King Day. Salute to the King, man, for everything he has done for everybody, man. Major salute to Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, Lower East Side, LES to the death. You already know. Price Tag Entertainment. You already know. And open sessions and giveaways. Like I always say, the more the merrier. Sign up on YouTube, Al York Sports, for all the real shit, man. All the real spill. If you want the real spill, I'm here for you. Let me knock this out before the game start. Game start in about 15 minutes. NFL Wildcard weekend, and then next week we get the divisional rounds, man. Let me shut this down, man. Shout out to everybody, man. We're going to start off tonight with the 12-5 Dallas Cowboys, my Dallas Cowboys, versus the 8-9 Tampa Bay Bucs. The line is 2.5 for the Cowboys, 45.5. And Tom Brady has beaten my Cowboy, I think, 7 straight times. Dak Prescott got an interception in 7 straight games. Dallas looked like the worst playoff team that made it to the playoff in that last game they had in Washington with all their starters. So the question of the day is, why are the Dallas Cowboys favorite? I guess because they had a better regular season. They're healthier. They got more athletes than the Tampa Bay Bucs. But when you got TB12 back there, anything's possible. Me personally, I don't have an opinion on this game. My partner, Sportsbook Jeff, gave out the Cowboys on Friday night on our free plays. We hoping to hit that so we could go 4-2 for the week. Another winning week. That's what we're trying to produce for y'all. But my question is, somebody asked me that if the Cowboys don't win the chip, is it a failure? I'm going to say no, because how could it be a failure when Dak Prescott's only 1-2 in the playoffs? Now, if they don't win tonight, it's a failure. But if he could win tonight in this kind of game against so-called the GOAT and Tom Brady, and, you know, on the road, then that's an accomplishment. I know we want more at Dallas fan. I know we expect more, Jerry Jones, etc. But I'm not going to say it's a failure. You got to win a little bit, you know what I mean, or lose a little bit before you can win it all. Rarely teams just come out of nowhere. Remember, Dak's only 1-2 in the playoffs, which indicates he gets there, what? He's been in the league, what, 7-8 years, maybe like every other year, if that. So, no, if they could win today and give a great performance in Frisco next week, I would be satisfied. But if they get blown out in either game, no. McCarthy's going to have to go. I'm not too big on McCarthy anyway. I don't think he's a real X&O guy, my opinion. Game's going to start in about 15, 12 minutes. Let me move on. Let me go to Saturday's game real quick. Let me get these in order. Give me 1 minute, guys. I got these here. I thought I had them in order, but I don't. Okay, we're going to start off with the 9-8 Seattle Seahawks versus the 13-4 Frisco 49ers. 49ers won 41-23. Seattle played a great first half, actually won the first half 17-16, which to me meant a lot to a team that don't have no stars beside maybe 1 or 2 guys. I mean, DK Metcalf, and who's your other star? Geno's not a star. He had a big year. Lockett, to me, is not a star. He's just a real good player. I mean, Kenneth Walker, the third, a decent running back. And Frisco got stars all over the board. And not for nothing, they backup quarterback, Brock Purdy, is playing like a star. What he did, 332 yards on 18 for 30, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. I mean, great game for the Niners. They did what they were supposed to do. They covered a spread of 9.5, whatever you had. Seattle gave everything they had. They just don't got enough, but this is great for them moving forward. I hope they re-sign Geno so that they can use their draft picks and use it to better their team. And like he said, he wants to stay because they embraced them in Seattle. Salute to Seattle and salute to my Super Bowl, to get to the Super Bowl, San Francisco 49ers. Now let's go to Jacksonville real quick. Let me make sure I got this over here correct. Here we go. 10-1 Chargers. No, I'm lying. 10-7 Chargers. I don't know why I wrote 10-1. Versus the 9-8 Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars won 31-30 in a game that they were down 27 zip, and it should have been about 40 zip. I mean, I watched the game. I mean, I'm like this. Sunshine threw 3 picks in the first quarter. I don't think I ever seen that since that young boy Peterman, the backup of the Chargers at the time, if I'm correct, threw, I think, 4 or 6 in one half. I mean, that's how bad Sunshine looked. But I always said that Sunshine's a bipolar kind of quarterback, meaning that he could change it up half to half or game to game, which he did. They ended up being down 27-7 at the half and outscored them 24-3 in the second half as Jacksonville prevailed 31-30. And Brandon Staley, in my book, I don't usually like calling for coaches. You cannot lose this game. No. You got bumped last year by the Raiders on that Sunday night game to make the playoffs. Now you make it. You got a 27-point lead with, to me, a better and a more veteran team, and you lose this game. There's no excuse for that. If I'm the Chargers, go get Sean Payton while you could get Sean Payton. I think this is a perfect situation for Sean Payton, who wants a tall quarterback that can fling it with years left and a defense. And you get both if you go to the Los Angeles Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers is a great coach away, maybe a few picks, some injuries from getting to the Super Bowl. They that good in my book. Salute to the Jaguars. Let me give you some number. Herbert, 25 for 43, 273, 1 touchdown. E. Keller, 13 rushes, 35 yards. Everett, 6 receptions, 109 yards, 1 touchdown. Sunshine, 28 for 47, 288, 4 picks, 4 touchdowns. Had 4 picks in the first half, 1 touchdown in the first half, and then 3 touchdowns in the second half with no picks. Edney, 20 for 109, and Evan Ingram, 7 receptions for 93 yards, 1 touchdown, which the Giants wish they had. Let me go to game number 3 real quick. Let me keep it moving before this game starts. 9-8 Miami Dolphins. This is on Sunday versus the 13-3 Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills won 34-31 in a well-played game by the third-string quarterback, Skylar Thompson, of the Miami Dolphins, who kept them in the game, and it took a team effort to stay in this game, and the Miami Dolphins was this close from winning the game. And somebody told me if they had Tua, what they won, if they had my boy Teddy Two Gloves, Teddy Bridgewater. Now, Bridgewater, I told my man the other day, he's like 80% when he's playing, as an underdog, especially with like 7 or more points. Oh my God, he's like 90% in covering spreads. But that's covering spreads, not winning the game. I think Skylar Thompson did all right. His numbers won't indicate it. 18 for 45, 220, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. But you got to remember, Miami had about 4 to 5 drops, and one of them was a bomb to Waddle. So if you don't drop these balls, they'll probably win the game, like real spill. Buffalo did enough. They won. They handled their business. Let me give you some numbers on this game. I just gave you Skylar Thompson, Jeff Wilson, 10 rushes, 23 yards. Horrible game for Jeff Wilson. Tyreek Hill, 7 for 69 yards. They was all over Tyreek Hill. Josh Allen, 23 for 39, 352. 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Singletary, 10 rushes, 48 yards. Diggs, 7 receptions, 114 yards. As the Buffalo Bills move on as they should have. The line was minus like 13.5, and they only won by 3. Salute to the Miami Dolphins. They got a lot to look forward to. Now, I'm hearing rumors that Tua might come back next year. I hope he doesn't. Please do not bring Tua back. He's breakfast for these linemen and linebackers, and he's a quarterback who absorbs too much contact, and he already got like 3 concussions this year. Save him while you could. Do not have this guy, get that CTI stuff that a lot of these players had and end up killing themselves because it's a real head trauma situation. Save him while you could. I'm begging the parents, if you can hear this video, get him out of football. He made his millions already. He could be a real good analyst, a football coach. Get him out of that contact because Tua's not no punk, and he's going to continue to get beat up. Let me go to other news real quick. Game 4. Let me rattle through this real quick. 9-7-1, New York Football Giants versus the 13-4 Minnesota Vikings. And the G-Men prevailed 31-24. Me and Sportsbook Jeff was on the Vikings. I had a money line. Sportsbook had a -2.5. We just did what we did was we went against the money. All the money was on the G-Man, and if you know that don't win all the time, it will win 7 out of 10 times, but this is one of the times that didn't work. Trust me if I tell you I hate to bet it against the G-Man. G-Man always prevail for me. They always make me money. It's only one game they didn't prevail for me, and I teased them against the Eagles at home, and the Eagles blew them out. But beside that, the G-Man's been on point, man. Salute to the coach, D. Jones, D. Dimes, Barkley. I mean, the Giants are playing way over their head, and right now they're going to play a team in the Eagles that basically bombed them one game in the first half of another game. But then when the backups went in, they made that second game close. But if you ask me, the Eagles own them. But now you got a hot Giant team against a better team in the Eagles. So to me, anything can happen. But I'm gonna touch up on that. Giants, like I said, they led at the half. And they also won 31-24. Great game. D. Dimes, 24 for 35, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Jones, 17 rushes, 78 yards. Hoggins, 8 receptions, 105 yards, 1 touchdown. Cousins, 31 for 39, 273, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Let me give a big salute to Kirk Cousins. I said if he was on, there's no way they'd lose this game. And he was on, and they still lost this game. And he stood away from the interception, which he always throws at a big situation. And he stood away from it. Salute to Kirk Cousins, who did not throw this game away. They defense couldn't get no stops. And then you got Cook, 15 rushes, 60 yards. T.J. Hawkinson, who I said was a mistake by the Detroit Lions, traded him, I think, for a second-round pick. Second, third year in the league. This guy got the ability to be top 3 tight end in the league. 10 receptions, 129 yards. Big mistake by the Lions, who are building, and this is a perfect guy to continue to build with. Like I said, salute to the G-Man, 31-24. And in the Sunday night game, 10-7 Baltimore Ravens versus the 12-4 Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals won 24-17. Baltimore Ravens led at the half, 10-9. This is a game. D.K. Dobbins said that a Lamar play they would have won, right? I agree with him, but they could have won anyway. Though I gave out on my teaser Cincinnati -2.5, I'm not talking about that. That came in, I ended up winning that teaser. I'm talking about what I'm looking at last night. They had the ball at the 1-yard line when Huntley tried to reach it over like that. If they punch it in there and go up 7 in the fourth quarter, I think they win that game. The fact that they punch it out, Hubbard picked it up on the fly, lineman, 3 blockers, ran it back 99 yards for a record in the playoff game of a 90-yard fumble pickup for a touchdown. That changed the game right there. That one play is what lost the game for the Baltimore Ravens. Not because you should have had Lamar Jackson. They could have beat them anyway. Now, with Lamar, yeah, they probably would have definitely won if they played that kind of game defensively, because their defense showed up. Oh, their defense showed up. Queen, Roquan Smith, Pierre Paul, them guys were balling. Houston, they were balling. Let me tell you. But Cincinnati Bengals beat them for the 3rd time in a row. Didn't cover the 7.5. Won by 7. Great game. Let me give you some numbers before I close it out. Huntley 17 for 29, 226, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Dobbins 13 for 62. Andrews 5 receptions, 73 yards. Joe Burrow 23 for 32. 209, 1 touchdown, no picks. He always never likes it up against Baltimore. They always keep him above his average in every category, but he does enough to beat them 3 straight games. Mixon, 11 rushes, 39 yards, and Jamar Chase, 9 receptions, 84 yards, 1 touchdown at the Cincinnati Bengals prevail, 24-17, and this is the game. I'm not even going to get into it, man. I had something on this game on the live, and I lost by 0.5 point, and the shit broke my heart. But that's not what we talk about. We talk about, let's salute the Cincinnati Bengals on a great win, a great wild card weekend, and now we're going to start with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are favored 2.5 at Tampa. Salute to everybody. MLK Day, Al York Sports, Don't forget to tap in on Friday. Tap into the open sessions and giveaways. I'm opening up another box of 20 numbers. Salute, support people. Let's get this popping. You know I got the flavor gear for y'all. You know I'm going to set y'all up. I'm going to hook up your shit, put it on a page where everybody wins and everybody's happy, man. And with that, Al York Sports, the raw truth, representing the lower deck shit, Lower East Side to the death, man. Love you, man. Al York Sports.